Hey there, and welcome back to Everyday English and Beyond. I'm Zara, and I'm really excited you're joining me today because we're diving deep into a topic that affects every single English learner out there: vocabulary. Not just learning more words, but learning the right words, remembering them, and actually using them in real conversations. Let me start with a question. Have you ever been in a situation where you knew what you wanted to say, but just couldn't find the right English word for it? Or maybe you understand a lot when you read or listen, but can't speak with the same confidence. If that's you, don't worry. You're not alone. And the good news? This episode will change the way you approach vocabulary learning forever. Over the next several hours, we'll talk about how to stop forgetting new words, why learning fewer words might be better, active versus passive vocabulary, how native speakers really use vocabulary, and most importantly, how you can go from recognizing words to using them fluently. Grab a notebook, get comfortable, and let's begin this journey together. Let's first define what vocabulary really is. Vocabulary is not just about knowing a lot of words. It's about being able to use those words correctly, naturally, and confidently. There are two types of vocabulary: passive vocabulary, words you understand but don't use; active vocabulary, words you can use while speaking or writing. Most English learners have a large passive vocabulary and a very small active one. This imbalance is what makes people say, "I understand everything, but I can't speak." So your goal as a learner is not just to collect new words, but to activate them. In the next hours, we'll talk about how to do exactly that. One powerful way to start is by paying attention to the words you already know, but never use. Keep a small notebook where you list words you almost use but hesitate on. These are the first candidates for your active vocabulary. Also, be aware that words don't live alone. They exist inside phrases, collocations, and expressions. Learning take is not enough. You need to learn take a break, take a risk, and take it easy. That's how vocabulary becomes real. Common mistakes learners make when learning vocabulary. Let's talk about what not to do. Mistake 1: memorizing long word lists without context. You forget them quickly. You can't use them in conversation. You don't know how they fit into real sentences. Why does this fail? Because our brains remember stories, emotions, and connections, not raw data. Memorizing the word abundant doesn't help unless you also know. It's often used in formal writing. It's common in phrases like abundant resources. It sounds similar to plentiful. Mistake 2: learning too many words at once. Your brain gets overwhelmed. You confuse similar words. You don't give yourself time to practice. Instead, focus on quality over quantity. Learn 5 useful words a day and use them in sentences. Revisit them the next day. Build slowly, like you're planting seeds. Mistake 3: not reviewing old words. Spaced repetition is key. You need to revisit words at the right time to remember them. Apps like Anki use smart algorithms to show you words just before you're about to forget them. But you can also do this manually. Review your notebook weekly. Say the words out loud. Use them in writing. Mistake 4: not speaking the words out loud. If you don't say them, you won't remember how they sound. You'll hesitate in conversation. Practice by reading aloud, recording yourself, or explaining new words to a friend. Even 5 minutes of verbal review can make a big difference. The science of remembering words. Let's explore how memory works. When you learn a new word, it enters short-term memory. To move it to long-term memory, you need to use it repeatedly. Use it in different contexts. See it and hear it over time. This is why spaced repetition is so powerful. Spaced repetition systems, SRS, like Anki, Quizlet, or Memrise, help you review words just before you forget them. But reviewing is only one part of the process. The real breakthrough happens when you use new words in your speaking and writing. Here's a great technique. Each time you learn a new word, write 3 sentences using it. Then try to use it in a voice memo or journal entry. When possible, say it to a friend. Also, try mnemonics mental tricks that help you remember difficult words by connecting them to images, stories, or sounds. Example: to remember the word gregarious, meaning sociable, think of Greg is hilarious at parties. Vocabulary acquisition through input, reading and listening. You've probably heard this. Input comes before output. That means you need to hear and read a word multiple times before you can use it naturally. Reading tips. Read books at your level. Graded readers, short stories. Highlight new words and guess the meaning from context. Write them in a journal with your own example sentences. Use an e-reader with dictionary features. Make reading a daily habit. Even 10 to 15 minutes a day can expose you to hundreds of words. Listening. Tips. Listen to English podcasts, audiobooks, and YouTube videos. Choose topics you genuinely enjoy. Turn on subtitles only when necessary. Repeat phrases out loud. Shadowing. Slow down the playback speed if needed. Example practice routine. 1. Watch a 5-minute English clip. 2. Write down 5 new words or expressions. 3. Rewatch and pause after each sentence. 4. Repeat the sentences with the same tone and speed. Over time, this will not only grow your vocabulary, it will also improve your pronunciation, fluency, and comprehension. Making vocabulary personal. Emotional connections. Let's talk about how emotion boosts memory. Words that make you feel something are easier to remember. So make your vocabulary personal. Instead of learning words from random lists, learn from your own life. Keep a daily journal in English. Describe your day. Use new words to talk about your emotions, plans, or struggles. Write short stories using new vocabulary. Make them funny or emotional. Learn vocabulary that's relevant to your interests. Cooking, gaming, psychology, sports, whatever you love. When you care about the words, they stick. Building habits and routines for vocabulary mastery. To improve your vocabulary consistently, you need structure. You need habits. Let's build your daily vocabulary routine. 1. Morning review, 10 minutes. Use flashcards or an app to review 10 words. 2. Reading practice, 15 to 30 minutes. Read something at your level. Highlight new words. 3. Speaking shadowing, 10 minutes. Repeat sentences using new vocabulary. 4th evening journal, 10 to 15 minutes. Write about your day using 5 new words. Use a planner to track your practice. Set weekly vocabulary goals. Reward yourself for consistency. Also, take breaks. Don't overload. Let the learning sink in. The power of speaking and teaching to learn. One of the most effective ways to activate vocabulary is to teach it to someone else. When you explain a word or concept aloud, you clarify your own understanding, you build confidence, you discover gaps in your knowledge. Try this. Pretend you're teaching a beginner. Record yourself explaining 5 new words you learned this week. Use each in at least 2 example sentences. Also, engage in language exchange. Teach English to someone learning your native language. You'll be amazed how this improves your vocabulary recall. Finally, don't forget, speaking daily is key. Even if you talk to yourself, narrate your actions, or describe things you see, use English. Speak it. Own it. 1. Hour 9. Advanced vocabulary strategies. Going beyond basics. Now that you've built strong foundations, let's level up. In this hour, we'll explore advanced techniques that take your vocabulary from good to great. 1. Learn words in semantic fields. Instead of learning random words, group them by topic or theme. For example, emotions, joy, sorrow, anxious, elated. Politics, legislation, debate, policy, reform, travel, itinerary, layover, passport, hostel. This helps your brain connect ideas and improves recall. 2. Study word families and roots. Understanding roots, prefixes, and suffixes unlocks hundreds of new words. Root. Spect. See. Inspect. Respect. Spectator. Prefix. Un. Not. Unclear. Unhappy. Suffix. Tien. Noun. Education. Celebration. Learning word formation also helps you guess the meaning of unfamiliar words. 3. Use corpus tools and collocation dictionaries. Use tools like the Oxford Collocations Dictionary or COCA, Corpus of Contemporary American English, to learn how words are used together in real life. Example: make a decision, not do a decision. Heavy rain, not strong rain. These tools show authentic usage and natural patterns. Read complex, rich texts. Push your limits with opinion articles, academic essays, classic literature. Highlight unfamiliar words and phrases. Look them up and note their tone, register, and connotation. 5. Set contextual vocabulary challenges. Every week, set a challenge like use 10 new formal words in a business email. Use 5 idioms in a story. Record a podcast about a topic using newly learned vocabulary. Stretch your staying consistent and motivated vocabulary for life. Welcome to the final hour. If you've made it this far, you're serious about taking your English vocabulary to the next level. Now, let's talk about what really makes a difference in the long run. Consistency and motivation 1. Make vocabulary learning a lifestyle. Don't treat vocabulary like homework. Make it part of your life. Label items in your home with English words. Follow English-speaking creators on social media. Change your phone and computer to English. Play games, do puzzles, or listen to music in English too. Stay inspired with progress tracking. Track your growth. Keep a vocabulary notebook. Mark the words you now use comfortably. Revisit your old entries and reflect on your improvement. Use apps that show streaks and milestones. Little wins keep you going. 3. Connect with a community. Join online forums, Facebook groups, or Discord servers where English learners share tips, challenges, and encouragement. Language is about connection. Don't do it alone. 4. Celebrate small victories. Did you use a new word in conversation today? That's a win. Did you understand a podcast without subtitles? Another win. Celebrate these moments. They mean you're progressing. 5. Never stop being curious. Vocabulary learning is a journey. New words will always appear. Don't stress, just stay curious. Read widely. Ask questions. And most of all, keep enjoying the process. Thanks for sticking with me through this 10-hour journey. I hope this episode didn't just teach you new methods, but gave you the confidence and motivation to keep learning. Remember, you don't need to memorize every word in the dictionary. You just need to make the right words part of your world. Keep learning, keep growing, and until next time, take care and keep speaking English every day.